Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Marco Antonio, and you are here on episode 1 of That's Game Boy. Today, we're going to be spotlighting a special guest named Jay Pardo. He is here from Nickel Agency and going to be sharing some game on some of the keys in and out things that happen inside the sports and entertainment industry. Jay, come on up. What's up, brother?
Good. Good to see you. Good to see you. I like this, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It's dope, man.
Glad to have you, brother. So, Jay, man, tell us a little bit about you, man. Because, I mean, you're right. I see you around town all the time.
Exactly, yeah.
I see a lot of different sporting events. Obviously, your guys' some of the clients that you guys work with all over social media. And I've even been involved in some of the, events that you guys have in town. So, walk us through you. Like, where do you come from?
So, yeah, originally I was born in Granada Hills, Los Angeles.
Okay.
My pops is from Ventura. My mom is actually from Sacramento. But I grew up, in the Valley, LA Raider fan, diehard Laker fan,
Okay.
Pops Dodger fan, so
Yeah.
I was bred into sports at an early age. I mean, I used to be in the hallway pretending I was Fernando Valenzuela, spitting, and my mom getting all mad at me because he did that. I was trying to emulate him, And like my favorite baseball player was like Steve Sachs, which is like nobody knows who he is unless you're like a diehard Dodger fan. He's actually from Sacramento, which I didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
So sports has always been a part of
sports
your
has always been part of my dad. He played basketball in college for like his Ventura City College and played in high school. So he was always active. He always pushed us to do sports. So yeah, sports for sure was like my start.
That's what's up. So you guys grew up in the LA area.
Grew up in LA area. Yes.
What's your nationality? Like, where's your family come from?
So
you're from Mexico.
Yeah, my father and my mother are both Mexican. My mom looks very light skinned. You would think she's Caucasian, but she's full Mexican. Her family's from Jalisco, but she was born here. And then my dad's family's from Michoacan, so he's really dark, has like a more native look. So that's kind of what my look kind of looks like. But
so we have that commonality. Both of our families are from Jalisco.
Okay, dope. Yeah.
So my family, they're fishermen. We come from a lineage of fishermen out there. So before we came to the States, that's where we're at. But any chance I get, I mean, that's my home roots, and I feel like a lot of me and who I am is because of the lifestyle that I have back home. Like, you go back home and visit.
So like it's crazy because like you would never guess it, but like we have some genuine like bloodline to one of the saints in Jalisco. Really? So it's kind of crazy. Like if you would like when I met my wife, her family, and my mom was telling her about how we're related to Santo Toribio. Like it was like this huge like, what, are you serious? But like we kind of just grew up in it. Like we didn't really think it was anything. We used to go there every year. Like I forget the little town, but
my guy is blessed.
But yeah, I've never really been back there since like
awesome.
Since like maybe college. So I got to get back. I remember the last time I was there, Mexico was in the World Cup. Ooh. And that like changed my life. Like man, like that literally was like, yo, like I'm a Mexico fan because just seeing how everyone's so passionate about the sport, how how the streets are buzzing.
What year was that?
Oh man, it must have been like when they lost to Diego Maradona. Not Diego Maradona. I'm talking about Argentina.
Argentina?
Okay. It must have been 98.
So how old were you?
I must have been like high school, 16, 17.
16. So really early on. That
really
must have had some sort of an impact.
Yeah. So just to see how everyone united over like a team, it was crazy to me. And like during the game, you couldn't hear a peep outside. Like everyone was watching the game. Like it was literally a holiday.
Right.
So like those are like some good times that I have back. Thinking back going back to Mexico. But yeah, I grew up in LA, and then I remember finding out that we're gonna move to Sacramento. I was just devastated. Like, man, I hate Sacramento.
Must be a big difference. Did you guys have family here? Or?
Yeah, so my mom's family's all from Sacramento. So I was just like, no, I don't want to go to Sacramento.
Okay.
F the Kings, you know what I'm saying? F the Giant. I
LA guy.
I'm young. I'm young.
I get it.
I'm like 8 years old. Mm-hmm. But we ended up moving to Sacramento, which was probably the better move. It was right in the turmoil of we're living in Stillmore at the time. It was right around the Rodney King situation, all the riots and all that stuff. So it was probably, thinking about it was probably the best situation. And plus, I mean, I thought it's probably way easier to raise kids. I probably would have done the same if I was my parents.
Out here in Sacramento.
Yeah, I grew up and went to elementary school in Sacramento. Went to high school in Sacramento.
So I know when you probably moved out here. I mean, this city is changed. Like it's blown up.
Oh yeah.
A lot of business, a lot of infrastructure. I'm sure you've seen a lot of that growth. So how was it coming in and being immersed with all the King stuff around the time where Bibby and Weber and all those guys were playing.
Those are the.
Were you a Laker fan?
Laker fan. I could tell you crazy stories, bro. But like, so I'm a diehard Laker fan. Probably the only Laker fan in my elementary school, like class, high school. Only Laker fan. And I remember that Robert Horry shot. I was watching it at my cousin's house, and I would just rub it in, like just like super crazy, just rubbing it into everyone's face. I remember driving around with the Laker flags. Everyone hated me. We had the Laker license plate. My car used to get messed up, but it was fun though. That's man. I would have killed for a ticket. I never went to a Laker Kings playoffs game, but man, if I could go back in time, I would definitely go to a Laker Kings playoff game.
Oh
man.
yeah, for sure.
I
remember those times as a kid. Yeah, they were the best, man.
But I could, if I could go back.
I'm thinking about all this, man. It's crazy how sports really has a way to unite people, right?
Right.
Some of the best memories I ever had were either me playing on the football field, on the soccer field, or enjoying a game with my family members. So what was the point for you where you're like, man, you know what? Whatever it is I do when I grow up, I want to make sure sports is it. Like, when did you know you were going to go into sports marketing?
So, honestly, like, I remember writing down my goals when I was young. And, like, my goal was to have season tickets. Like, the teacher would ask you, like, what's your goal in life? Yeah. My goal in life would be season tickets for the Lakers. That was my goal. Season tickets for the Dodgers and Lakers. I remember, like, explaining to my teacher, like, that is my goal in life. That's what I want. And I actually made it come to fruition, actually. Probably after those years when Ron Artest got traded to the Kings, me and my brother, my pops passed away when I was 12, so he kind of left us, a good chunk of money. Oh no, you're good. Yeah. But he left us a good chunk of money, and I was always thinking about, I was always entrepreneur mindset. So whether that was, at high school selling mixtapes, whether that was investing on eBay, selling stuff. I had
that's that Jalisco one.
Yeah, brother. So like I had my
own
wrestling website. I used to, during high school, I was a journalist for like wrestling websites, and I'll be on all these forums, and I'd have my own website, and I plug mine on all these other forums.
Very creative.
So I was always had that entrepreneur. So I was like, yo, DZ, my brother Diego, Diego. I was like, yo, let's go in on some season tickets. So found this doctor.
Diego, Fuego?
Yeah. No, not Fuego.
Okay.
No, I know Fuego.
I was like, all right.
No, not that crazy. He's not that crazy. Shout out Diego.
That's my guy. Good guy. Yep.
Good guy. So yeah, what we did was we went in on this doctor. We found on Craigslist at the time. Yeah. And we went in on like 40, maybe about 22 games, and we would sell them. I swear we didn't go to one. We weren't Kings fans, you know what I'm saying? And we couldn't even go to the Laker Kings games because those are the ones that you make the most money on. So it was cool. Like I remember
out there hustling, slinging the tickets.
114 row DD Arco Arena. Those were our seats. I remember, and we would just sell them, and we made a shitload. So yeah, DZ, I told you we were gonna make it, but yeah. He didn't, but he always wanted to go to the games, but we would always sell them,
That's what's up.
And I kind of had that separation where I could do that, even though I wanted to go see Kevin Garnett when he came in, and everyone was like, yo, but I was like, yo, Kevin Garnett, that's a big game, let's try to flip those, blah blah blah. So so that's where.
So that's where that whole business mentality started kicking in. So you started selling tickets.
I think that was my way to try to get into sports. I think like at that time I'm like graduating high school. I'm like, what's a way to get into sports? Like, I can buy season tickets, and I always thought about that. What was next was I went to Chico State, not too far from here. Graduated 4 years.
Chico, okay.
Just party school, just crazy times. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, just going hard. Like that was just all I knew. And so they go on the summers. I'd come back home, and I'm trying to think. I really didn't work. My mom really didn't push me to work. Yeah. I could always live at my mom's house, which was really awesome. And then I'd go back to school, but then I graduated and I started working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Okay. And that's what kind of gave me that autonomy. Like, you can do your own business, you can be your own boss, and that's where I kind of realized, I want to be in business. Even though I graduated with a marketing degree, business degree. Yeah. All my other boys were, going to San Francisco and they're doing sales and killing it right out of college, and I was like, yeah, I guess I could do that, but I ended up going the Enterprise Rent-A-Car route.
That's dope, man. And honestly, like, I always talk about entrepreneurship. I think everybody should be an entrepreneur, but getting your feet wet and getting experience in a workplace setting, like learning the corporate backgrounds and how to talk to people and how to interact with customers, some of the sales skills that
Exactly.
I'm sure you learned there, and maybe you're applying now to your business, right?
Yep. Do you remember Cutco knives? I don't know if you remember Cutco
Yeah,
knives.
yeah, I believe so.
I did that.
So you sell knives?
Yeah, during college. That's what I did during the summer. I'd sell knives during the summer to like they had this whole like
that was a whole hustle in itself,
It was a
man.
whole hustle. Like they said, hey, put down 50 of your friends and family.
Yep.
All right, I got that. Now what do you want us to do? And he's like a coach, just like going crazy at you like every day, ringing bells and take us to like cool sporting events, take us to these conferences, and everyone's killing it, making thousands of dollars. I'm like,
selling knives.
Sales, what's up, man?
Right?
Like, yeah, knives. And you actually, make cool money off it. And then of course those 50 people, they lead to, they'd have their own branch on everyone. Right. So you'd be busy, and actually, I mean, you could sell whatever as long as if you're passionate about it. But it was actually a good product. Like I remember like saying like, damn, I want some Cutco knives. Like once he instilled that in you, like it was a good product, and that if you have something good and people want it, you're gonna sell it. So I think it kind of sold itself. So.
Most of sales is emotional. So if you're able to connect with people emotionally, I mean, it doesn't matter so much what the product is. You could create a need for it. So you did the knives, you did the tickets, you worked at Enterprise. Yep. What was next? Like what led up to this great thing that you guys created? Yeah,
so Enterprise was cool, man. Like they kind of they give me my own store. I'm assistant manager, and I thought the goal was to be a branch manager, but it's so damn competitive, and they wanted me to move to like Truckee or just to get that managerial spot. It's very, very, very competitive inside.
I get that.
So they want you to like move to like Eureka and all these other places. I was like, I'm good, bro. Like
become a pawn on a chessboard.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I was like, I'm good. My brother was actually in the spa industry, sales, like you said.
Yeah.
So I got into that, which was cool. He would fly me out to like all these spa conventions, Miami, Vegas, Long Beach, and I just do these like yo, you want to go to Long Beach this weekend? He'd fly me out Southwest. You want to go to Miami this weekend? Let's go, and we'd kill it. What
would you guys do? You guys out there selling spas?
Yeah, so he'd have his own booth, Elite Spa Equipment. He'd have his own booth. He would sell like dermabrasion, microdermabrasion kits. I'm talking about like seats, chairs. I'd be going into spas and salons, and it's all women. And I'm like, in college, I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like, man, this is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah. So I started that after Enterprise. I'm like, he's like, yo, why don't you just start your own? So I started my own. Yeah. And and it's kind of cool because he gives you access to like these big players in the game. So for like the biggest spa collection company in the United States, that's his boy. So he's like, yo, what's the best price? So I'd be calling like, what's the best price you can give me on 10 massage tables, and working deals. And I'm talking about like middle America, talking to people. You learn
traveling all over the country.
You learn how to communicate, like you said, you learn how to communicate with different types of people.
And all the experiences that you get along the way, right? You've seen different cities.
Exactly. So that was cool. And then I think it all kind of changed when I met DeMarcus Cousins' manager, Andrew. You know Andrew, right?
Yeah. I know who he is. I never met him.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll have to link up for sure. But yeah, it all changed when I met Andrew, though, because he just came from Kentucky, very green in the industry. Didn't he was his manager, his day-to-day manager. Mm-hmm. Of course, DeMarcus had his own agent, but he didn't. He came to a city where he knew nothing about, and I just met him on Twitter. At the time, this is when DeMarcus first got drafted.
Interesting.
Must have been 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he got drafted out, at the time I was doing social media. This is before social media, like right when it started hitting. I do like
damn, Twitter, so 2009.
Yeah, if you did your say you had a yoga studio, I'd go into your yoga studio like, yo, I could do your Twitter, your Facebook, and we can kind of revitalize your brand.
Yeah.
All that.
So the whole social media aspect.
So I was selling, exactly. So I was selling tables at Harlow's nightclub. Momo's was upstairs. It was a nightclub, and I would
do some promoting too?
Yeah, so I was a promoter basically.
Interesting.
I would run their Twitter, like say if they had a band coming in, we'd pump that. So honestly, he just messaged the Harlow's Twitter and was like, yo, what's good? I want to get a table, and of course in his bio it says manager DeMarcus Cousins. I'm like, oh. Okay. Oh, we're good. Tell my boys like, yo, let's get him a table. Let's comp him a table. And of course, we got him a table, and he just came by himself. I'm like, damn, okay. He just came by himself, and ever since then we became boys.
That's what's up. How did that conversation go?
With it that night?
Yeah, because at that point you didn't know him, and you're like, okay, well, this is. I love sports. I see myself maybe doing this. Like, how did you connect those dots?
Yeah,
I need to talk to this guy.
Yeah, I just wanted him to have a good time. Like,
Yeah.
he's new to Sacramento. I'm like, Sacramento actually is a cool place. So I had that kind of, and I just wanted to show him a good time. Yeah. So I mean, that kind of took it wherever it went.
Good intentions, good vibes. Trying to make a friend maybe there too.
Take care of a client. I was thinking. I was thinking at the time. I was thinking, potentially this guy will bring DeMarcus in and bring more clientele. So that's what I was thinking that night.
That's awesome, man. So taking care of your people, and that obviously took on a whole world of itself.
Yeah.
So what happened next? So you made this relationship with Andrew, DeMarcus Cousins, big name basketball player. He comes to Sacramento. Yeah. Eventually makes it to the U.S. Basketball team. So what did you guys do for DeMarcus? What was your proposition to Andrew? Like, what did that conversation look like?
It was all just homies. We're just homies, just there. I mean, DeMarcus at that time, you gotta remember, he was only 19, 20 years old. He couldn't even, I remember him dropping us off at the clubs and stuff. Super young.
Having a good time.
Looking back at it, I'm just like, we're so young. Andrew was young. I just graduated college. I was still working at Enterprise when I was friends with him. And then just one day, he's like, yo, like, I want you to, work for me full time. And he was leaving his agent to another agency, a huge agency, Relativity Sports. And I was just like, yo, like, sat him down, like, like, I really want to do this. Like, this is my dream. Like, just kind of like sold him the dream that, like, yo, I'm your guy. Like, you got to set up a Facebook, I was working at the time, Sean Khan, he's local too. And he knew, like, the ins and outs of marketing as well. So, like, we kind of propositioned him, like, yo, you need this. Like, you're a superstar. And when he didn't really see that, I don't know, he probably knew he was a superstar at the time, but he didn't really see, like, oh, I got to have this, I got to have that. Right. So,
because it's everything outside of, the sports is one thing. It creates the platform, right? But then there's also the branding, the sponsorship possibilities that could come with that. That could, besides, playing sports, bring in additional revenues long after they've left the sport, right? So do you guys help with sponsorships and those things, connecting the dots to brands?
Yeah, so all my athletes, we're kind of like a liaison between, companies and brands. We kind of found our own niche where we work with your agent. So say if you're an athlete and you just got drafted to the Kings, we're not working against your agent, we're working with your agent. How can I be an asset to your agent? Yeah. Your agent is flying all over the country. He's not concerned about, a small deal with the HVAC company in Sacramento. He's not worried about, you getting out in the community and doing good stuff for PR. So that's where I found my niche. I found it like, awesome. I can be an asset to you. Like, I'm going to help you. I know this market. So that's where it all started.
You almost got to approach it like a business, right? Exactly. Because in any business, you can't do everything by yourself. You have to have a team of people that you trust, that are going to rock there for you and do some of the things that maybe he doesn't have time to do. So is that, who you guys are for?
That's how I see it with all my clients is like for example, Eric's right now in the Super Bowl. Like, I want him not to worry. All I want him to worry about is just football. So how can I help him? Let's do this. Let's do this. How about, is this taken care of? So let's get that all the way. So like you can just treat it like a normal game. So like all of my athletes, I kind of like, let me try to take care of everything else, so you can just focus on
what you got to do, right?
What you're getting paid to do, like
winning at the end of the day.
You're not worried about your mom's flight that got delayed and now she missed it. You're not sitting on a phone call with Delta Airlines for 50 minutes.
You're people's right hand man.
Little thing like that, just little things like that.
Okay, so you guys work with NBA, so players that play basketball. I know you guys have a few guys that do golf too. Greg Vaughn, we do his golf tournament every year. Great baseball player.
Yeah, great philanthropist, best guy. Always wants the best for Sacramento. So
Sacramento native.
Exactly. Yeah. So anything we can help. I remember we saw him at a Kings game, and I always looked up to Greg. Like he was a big time baseball player. And Joel, my partner, was like, "Yo, Greg, like, you ever thought about doing a golf tournament?" And he was like, "Yes, I was just talking about that the other day." Yeah. Boom. Like, so that's how that
connected the dots. Yeah. You positioned yourself. The opportunity was there, and you shot your shot.
Exactly. And you got to kind of build that relationship a little bit, and of course, a lot of mutual friends. I mean, a lot of mutual friends are gonna help you, and like, oh yeah, Joel's a good guy for sure. Yeah, he's straight, don't worry. So
right.
But yeah, I like doing events too.
So you guys run a charity golf tournament. Bring some of his friends, music.
Yeah, golf tournaments are a blast, man. They're a lot of tedious work. We do one for Charles Woodson as well.
Man,
they're
it's my guy.
So yeah, we're gonna do one in Napa, July 2020. Get at me. But yeah, golf tournaments. Yeah, let's do it. Golf tournaments are fun, man, because everyone's just there to have a good time, and you're raising money for like a great cause that's close to their heart. So, in the case of Charles, he's a huge donor for the Michigan hospital, the Charles Woodson Foundation. Greg has his own foundation. His son was diagnosed with diabetes at an early age, I think 11 or 12 years old. So, I mean, anytime like things like hit you that close to home, like it's not even a question. Like, of course, I'm gonna step up and do it. So, I like doing events like that. Eric, is instrumental in the Sacramento community. Like, he is so beyond his years. Like, it's crazy. Like, he's only 25, 26, and you would think he's like 35, 40, about to retire, but he's just so smart and intelligent and really understands the spectrum on public education system, and he actually puts in the work and like meets these the people that work for the school district, and very hands-on, and that stuff just kind of motivates you and wants you to do good for them and do good for the kids and everything. So
I respect that about Eric. So before I knew him playing football, I heard about his football camps and some of the health fair events that he did real early on.
Yeah, we saw you out there, man.
So that was pretty awesome, man. Just being able to bring in other community partners, nonprofits. A lot of them brought different services that they're able to provide, but having a sports platform really brings people in. So I love that he capitalizes on that. And he uses his name and what he does towards something bigger than just sports.
Exactly.
So talk to me a little bit about that, his nonprofit, the academic project.
Yeah, so it's the Armstead Academic Project, AAP. He started it just last year. His whole goal is to kind of disrupt and kind of serve the underserved kids in the public school system. Sacramento school public system is really down right now. Teachers are striking. They have a huge budget deficit. These tier 2 tier 3 schools don't have the funding. So he kind of met with the school district and superintendent and kind of laid out a plan. He's very close with the mayor. So yeah, he's very hands-on. So yeah, his whole thing is about education. He's trying to figure out what's the best way I can help the world, help the United States, help my city, and he feels that Sacramento School District, Sacramento Public Education is the move. So
that's awesome.
A lot of credit to him, yeah.
For sure, man. I mean, he's homegrown. He's helping his people back home. So much respect to Arik and everything they're doing. Always reach out to us if there's any way we can support that too, or connect you with some of our community partners.
Yeah, he has big plans too. Like every year we'd always talk about going to the Super Bowl. He's going to the Super Bowl, right? Like every year he's talking about doing like these crazy things, and at the time just like, damn, I really do believe this guy. Like, it's crazy. Like, he wants to do a huge multi-million-dollar community center after he retires, and just like crazy stuff that he thinks about. I'm just like, damn.
Burn out there in the universe.
Yeah, like,
he manifested into reality.
He really sits down and like it really thinks critically on how he can make the most impact, which is all. I'm just a fellow Sacramento guy that just really appreciates that, being from here. So
that's awesome, man. So what's next? I mean, it sounds like you guys are going to Miami. You got 3 guys that are going to the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, that's next. We're going to Miami. You got to strike while it's hot. Like, you don't understand. Like, one of my players, Kwasi Tart, now is like he's been to 2 playoff games, national TV games. I think they had like 7 or 8 national TV games this year. So his brand is kind of breaking through now, which is great to see. He's getting more. He's getting out there more. He was always against media and didn't want to do any types of interviews and stuff like that. So kind of bringing him along and like seeing where he can go and like the sponsorships that he's getting now and like what he's thinking about, and how his dream is to win that Super Bowl. It's cool. It's a cool feeling. So
now he's there.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to Miami. That's gonna be fun.
You got DeForest Buckner.
We work with DeForest's agent.
That's
so yeah,
awesome.
we work with Defoe's agent.
Okay.
I manage. Me and Joel both manage. Eric and Kwasi on the day to day.
Thanks for bringing that up, because another key component of your guys' business is your partner Joel, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that. How do you guys do this together?
So yeah, Joel's a great dude. Like, he's a hustler, bro. Like, he'll be up till like 2 a.m. sending you like ideas, and I respect that. But when I was working for DeMarcus, he was like a graphic design guy, and he'd work a lot, in marketing as well. So I think how we connected, I went to actually high school with him. Funny story is I actually totaled his car in high school. We got in a car accident. Yeah.
Oh wow.
We lived down the street from each other.
But we really didn't. Homies.
No, we really didn't know each other back then. So I remember we're just out on a Sunday at a bar or something, and he knew that I worked for DeMarcus, and he worked for Dante Green at the time, Bobby Jackson, I think. Bobby Jackson at the time was doing some stuff after he retired. So he had
Sacramento.
Yeah, he just had these great ideas for DeMarcus, and I'm like, oh, like these are huge, So like we do these Christmas cards every year for DeMarcus, sending to all our sponsors, all our family friends, and he would design those. So I don't know if you ever saw those flying around, but he would Photoshop Andrew and DeMarcus's face on like the cover of the Death Row Vibe magazine and say Merry Christmas, or like the Will Ferrell ice skating.
That's a good way to brand.
So he would just send he would design these Christmas cards, and like John Calipari tweeted it one time, and that was just how it started. He was like in graphic design, and then when I mentioned earlier when DeMarcus left his agent, and he went to Relativity, we bidded to do his website and all of that. So he was the guy behind all that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys do his website. You guys also manage like his sales platform for some of his products and stuff, right? Yeah. So we do merch. Yeah. So like if you're an athlete and you want to do your own merch line, we do. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, all of that. So if you have like a hoodie you want, we do all the design in house. We sell it. We launch the website. We think of marketing strategies. How you gonna sell just a logo T-shirt? There has to be a story behind it. So we help with all that. Charles Woodson is big now on his own merch. Yeah. So we started. So he has the wine, right? He has the wine. Yeah, he has Intercept wine, Charles Woodson wines. That's actually how we met. Charles was through the president of his winery, Rick. Just things like that, inviting Rick out to the Greg Vaughn's golf tournament. Hey, you want to donate wine to all our celebs? Yeah. Of course, yeah. Anything I can help, That's awesome. And then that's how you meet Charles Woodson, because he's the president of the wine company, so he introduces you to Charles Woodson. Yo, Charles, this is Jay and Joel. We do all the marketing for DeMarcus Cousins and Eric Armstead and all of that. Oh, really? Okay. So once you work with one client, exactly, the second one seems to get a little bit easier, right? And then the third one, you start building some momentum. Yeah. So yeah, we use the model with DeMarcus, which wasn't even being used back then, where we would do these free youth camps. Okay. So wrap your head around that. Is instead of the athlete charging these kids $200, we did one the first year and we charged $200. Sells out, great. All the kids go home, but then how can you make the most impact going back? And then also you got to deal with these parents, and you got to deal with the coach. You got to deal with a lot, when you're doing like a paid camp. So we kind of flipped it and was like, yo, how can we do a free camp but still get them the same amount of dollars? Yeah. So that's when we kind of went out to the community and started getting like sponsorships. So we go to like a Taro and be like, yo, like trust us, like we're gonna do this free youth camp, and we're gonna plug your Makuni, and of course, you're so enthusiastic about it, just of course anything to help. So I want to touch on that because the focus of this podcast is really sharing some games, some wisdom with our audience that they could apply into their real world, their own life. So you were able to create partnerships and run free football camps or basketball camps and football, and football. Yeah. And it's all paid for by the corporation, which pays for sponsorship. Deductible. Trickles down, and then the people are serviced. The kids are able to go to the camps. Right. Everyone's happy. Yes, I mean I don't know who thought of it. I don't know if it was me, Joel, or whoever, but or Andrew. But yeah, that first DeMarcus hosts 200 kids from inner city for a free basketball camp. Yeah. And this is at the same time where Stephen Curry is charging
$2,500 for a camp in Hawaii. So like it was cool. It was cool to kind of like kind of do your own kind of veer off and do your own thing, and it worked out. Like and we used it for many years. Yeah.
That's respect. So it must pay to have good partnerships with corporations around the city. So actually, and that kind of reminds me. So just this last summer, Arik Armstead, you guys did the 916 Charity Gala, which was a week-long event, right?
The weekend, yeah.
Yeah, so it was the football camp. Then there's also a artist performance type talent.
Yeah, that was the first year. Yeah, 2 years ago. We did. He wanted to figure out a way to. He thinks that there's a lot of. He thought that there was so much talent in Sacramento, and that we're not getting enough spotlight. So his thinking was, let's do like a huge talent show. So. We had all these submissions, and it was cool. It was a good thing, cool thing to be a part. Yeah, we did anywhere from like comedians to performance artists, painters, singers, rappers, hip hop artists. It was a great night. Yeah.
You guys even had David Garibaldi come out, right? Do some art
for
some of your guys' events.
Yeah, so he comes out. He came out to our first one over at the Elks Lodge, and that was amazing, man. Like that was dope, dude.
I love his art, man.
He can just captivate an audience, and like he did, I think he did 3 paintings, and I mean, like I really appreciate our partnership with David, man. Like anything you ask him, he's always saying yes.
Big community guy too.
Yeah, he's always about 916, and I'm so appreciative to have his friendship and what he's doing for the city. Yeah,
for sure, man. And then right after that was the charity gala.
Yeah, so the 916 gala was. There's a lot of galas in Sacramento, so you kind of. Like you said, you have to differentiate yourselves from all the other galas. I mean, these galas are bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, I'm talking like these galas are crazy.
Can you tell us a little bit about what a gala is? What's the purpose of a gala for some of our audience that maybe hasn't been to a gala or wants to go to a gala?
So a gala is like a formal setting where you pay for a dinner. So say, Marco, you want to come to. This gala is $250 a plate, but all your money is going towards, this nonprofit. It's a fun night.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. Like you're gonna have a great time at a gala. Sure. Like there's dancing, there's DJ, there's music, great food. You're connecting with all these other great people. The barrier to get into this is not easy. You have to throw down that $2,500 sponsorship to get the table or your plate. So. Like the room is a great room to network with, so I think galas are great.
You guys did have one of the best venues here in Sacramento right now. Mm-hmm. Revival the Sawyer.
Oh, you talking about last year? Yeah. That was perfect. Huh?
Yeah, so that was awesome. Man. The venue was dope. The food was good, and then it's also a great company. You have guys like Richard Sherman and some of your guys, walking around, and they're just genuine people. I mean, one thing I've noticed about professional athletes is, like as kids, we really look up to these guys, but they're normal dudes, just like you and I. They just have, more zeros in their bank account. They're professional athletes, but they want to be treated like regular people. So it's really cool to just have that genuine conversation and with people in places like the gala.
And they're doing anything to help Eric. Like they're so good teammates that Eric, whatever you need, bro, I got you. That's what Sherman would say. Like, yo, whatever you need, I got you. Like this is your night,
Oh yeah.
And I respect that. Richard Sherman, man, is life of the party, bro. Every year he's here.
Fun guy, yeah.
You don't have to, whatever you ask him, he always says yes. So I really appreciate Richard Sherman, and I'm glad he's a teammate of Eric. And I hope they win the Super Bowl.
And big supporters for the foundation, right?
Exactly. Yep. And it goes back to Eric making that building that friendship, building that camaraderie with his teammates. He's such a great guy. People just gravitate towards him, and I have this gala coming in Sacramento. Like, you guys down to help? Boom! I got a plane full of teammates on the way to Sacramento to help the cause. So
yeah, that's dope, man. But I want to give you some credit, and Joel some credit, because you guys really, it's a team effort, man. You guys are really holding it down and doing some great things here in the community. So props out to Nickel Agency, and and one thing I do want to say is, for athletes out there that maybe you're in need of some of your services, someone that doesn't necessarily know where to start, but they want to know, hey, how do I work with guys like Nickel Agency where they could build my brand and my website? What would that look like? Do their agents contact you?
You know what? I think it just goes back to I like working with my friends, man. Like it doesn't even it doesn't even like even have to start that way. Like I just want to just learn more about you. I just want to be homies with you. Like, you know, I just like you're good people. So I just think it starts like that, man. Just being there for each other. So but yeah, obviously if an athlete's looking for you know, representation or anything in the realm of, you know, nonprofit work or Sacramento community, we're a great resource. We've been there, you know, we've been doing it for a long time. So I mean, they can certainly figure it out. But I mean, that doesn't say they can't do their own. You know, like, I want everybody to, you know, make the city better. So if it's MLS player or if it's a, you know, like the bench player on the Sacramento Kings, like why not? You know?
Just touch real quick on that too. Sacramento just got their Sac Republic official MLS team coming in next year. You know, I saw you at one of the events actually.
Oh yeah. Which one?
It was the block party that they
was it Eric? Yeah, Eric came out. Yeah,
I didn't see him, but I did see you in the crowd. But you know, anyway, tell me about that. What are you guys doing with MLS? Or
you know, I mean, I'm just supporting. I'm just there to support. Like, you know, Eric is a huge supporter of obviously Sacramento. So
I saw he had his jersey.
Yeah, whatever he could do to, you know, help the city, help. You know, we have a great relationship with one of the owners, Nagel. You know, Kevin Nagel is like a huge mentor to Andrew Rogers. So, I mean, you want to be part of it. Like, I think Eric, he's not, you know, they're not asking him. He wants to be part of it. I want to be part of it. Sure. There's that, you know, that electricity in the city with MLS. So it's not even like, well, I'm just here for work. Like, I'm just here to be part of it, man. Like, I want to see the city grow, like everyone else. That's what's up, man.
Well, a lot of good things popping out for you guys. I know you're on your way to the Super Bowl from Miami, so got you a little gift. Okay. All right. So this bottle right here is a bottle from E. Cuarenta's new tequila bottle.
E40, right?
E40.
Oh, shout out.
E. Fonzarelli. You know him, the legend. From the 707 Bay Area, out here on the Game Boy, we like to support small businesses and entrepreneurs that are out there really hustling and doing their thing. And he's somebody that's kind of setting an example for people that are out there building this liquor. I never even thought about it until I saw that he put it up, but nonetheless, got your own special bottle. You are now certified on THATZ Game Boy.
That's
go,
you,
Jay.
bro. Man, damn, appreciate
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Always, anytime you need me, let me know, man.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Appreciate you, guys.